Morning and welcome to Inner Balance Qigong. We'll start today with integration breath, and we're going to come into horse stance, knees slightly bent, tailbone slightly tucked. Attempt to sense that the crown of your head is directly over your tailbone, and the ears are in alignment with the shoulders in alignment with the hips. The knees are slightly forward because they're bent, and then the ankles are more or less in alignment with your hips. And the weight is evenly distributed throughout the foot. We'll be interlacing the fingers, and on the inhalation, we'll slowly begin to raise the arms up. And then exhale, the hands drop behind the head and we squat down, looking at the floor, hands right behind the base of your skull. Inhale, extend up. Exhale and sink down, knees bending again. And we'll just keep repeating this. Synchronizing the movement with the breath. Pushing into the floor to rise and acquiescing to sink. And really we're imagining that we're pushing into the earth. The floor is merely an extension of the earth. Do 2 more cycles. Releasing the arms down. Inhale, separate. Exhale the hands. Rest in front of the thighs. Now we're going to be exploring something called sounding drum. And I'll just approach the camera so you can see a little bit better what we're up to here. We're going to be bringing the hands behind the head, and in a moment, just until I give you the instruction, you want to be able to hear me, but our palms are going to be over the ears, elbows forward, and I'll turn around so you can see what I'm doing. The first finger is resting on the second finger, and we're going to snap the finger down off onto the back of the skull, right at the base of the skull. So you can just begin if you haven't already. And the breath is flowing freely. This is activating a point on the gallbladder channel. So, great way to alleviate frustration and anger. Let's do 3 more cycles. And then pausing. Inhale, slowly let your elbows pull out and the hands come around front and release down. For a moment, notice how the back of the skull feels, right in the region where we were making contact. And you just might notice how the head feels in general. Now we're going to turn the palms away and bring the fingers in toward the palm of the hand, the thumb to the outside of the first finger. With the knuckles, we're going to be, in essence, combing down the sides of the neck. So we're going to be bringing the hands up just at the base of the skull and behind the ear. And this is a vagus nerve flush. So we'll start with an inhalation. And with the exhalation, start to push into the sides of the neck and draw down. And just come to about your collarbones. Look out for my microphone there. So the vagus nerve runs from the base of the spine down through the neck into the torso and innervates all of the organs there. So it's said that it connects the upper brain with the lower brain, the gut. This is where we may feel sensation when our intuition is attempting to communicate with us in the gut. You get a gut feeling about something. So we'll do 3 more cycles. And then just open the hands and let them slide down over the front of the body and come resting again in front of the thighs. And again, notice how the body feels where you're making contact. I'll be moving back into the space. I'm going to stroke the waterfall, and this will involve rising to the balls of the feet and then lowering the heels and then lifting the toes. There's a bit of a rocking action that occurs with the feet. You'll feel your body moving and flowing in that way as well. And then on the inhale, we lift the arms as the heels lift to shoulder height. Exhale, they begin to fall, hands sweep past the hips, lifting the toes. Keep the knees slightly bent throughout to help stabilize you. More cycles. And release. Now we'll turn the palms up and we're going to be pulsing the arms, bringing the hands up to the shoulders. We'll flick the arms away. I'll just turn sideways so you can see what this looks like. This is a great way to discharge pent up energy in the body. And we're also, with the palms facing up, cultivating yang qi. And you can get the rhythm going or the pace going as quickly as feels comfortable for you. And then gradually slow the hands down, the arm pulse. Eventually bring the arms back to stillness. Draw your elbows underneath your shoulders. Palms are still open toward the sky and sense how the body feels. The exhale, release the hands down. Now bring them up again, this time with the palms facing away from the body. And it's the same action. Observe the breath, make sure it's flowing freely. Now we're cultivating yin qi. Slow it down. Pause. Noticing the arms, the hands, how they feel. Now we're going to turn the palms to face each other. And then we'll place the left hand on top of the right. And we're imagining that we have a ball of energy here, a chi ball. And we're going to bring the lower hand up in front of the upper hand. Turn the upper hand so the fingertips are facing the ceiling. And then pivot the wrist and let that hand come to the bottom of the ball. So there's just a fluidity of movement in the wrist, moving the hands around the periphery of this chi ball. And you can rock your hips a little bit from side to side if that feels good. Just allow action in the shoulder as well as the elbow and the wrist. And of course, if the hips are moving, the knees and ankles are also, in this case, moving. And we're going to start to let the ball get bigger. It's growing, expanding. Turning the body a little bit more because you have to avoid the body. Feel the movement of the shoulder blades on the back body. And gradually start to condense the ball. And now allow it to get really pretty small. And then the palms of the hands are facing each other now. And we're going to expand the ball and then condense it. You can imagine that you're stretching a ball of dough or some taffy or silly putty, something that's elastic. And then we condense the chi ball. And this time when we condense the chi ball, we're going to direct it right into the lower dantian, making a deposit in our energetic bank account. We'll release the hands. Now we'll explore a heel drop. And this is really wonderful to cultivate bone mass. You're challenged with some bone loss, and there's many different ways to support that through the practice of Qigong, and this is an excellent one. And we'll be keeping the knees slightly bent throughout, and we'll be rising to the balls of the feet with the inhalation, and then just dropping the heels heavily to the floor. And if you want, you can make a sound. Ha! 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 3 more. Ha! 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 And pause. Now we'll move on to some spinal breathing, and we'll be exploring this in 2 ways. Really, it's just 2 hand positions. And first, we'll put the right hand on the lower dantian and the left hand just below the base of the sternum. And on the inhale, the hands are going to slide out toward the side ribs, elbows go back, and then the shoulders and elbows roll up and over, exhaling round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale and exhale. Knees go forward, hips, then the chest rises. One more with the hands at this level. And then unfurl the spine, relax your arms. Notice how the spine feels. The whole back body. Now, lower hand stays where it is, and the upper hand comes now to the chest. Same action, and notice how with the hands a little bit wider apart, how it might feel as though you have a greater range of motion through the upper body and the shoulders. We'll begin with the inhale, hands going out, elbows roll up and over as we round the spine. More here. And we'll roll forward and release the arms. Now we're going to just turn the palms to face the right and shift your weight in that direction. And then the left. And we'll keep going. And you can get the hands moving in a bit of a figure eight path. And then gradually begin to raise the arms. All the way above the head. And down. Eventually coming to rest. Continuing on, we're going to interlace the fingers. And on the inhale, the hands start to rise to solar plexus level. Exhale, push straight forward, stretching through the palms of the hands. Shoulders draw forward, opening between the shoulder blades. Next inhalation, arms rise up. Exhale, push up. Inhale, lift your ribs away from your pelvis. Exhale, turn to the right. As far as you can, maybe looking over your shoulder behind you. Inhale, back to center, push up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, come back to center, push up. Exhale, lower your hands to shoulder height or chest height. And then palms face you. Inhale, they come in and separate. Exhale and release. Pause there. Now we'll switch the cross of the fingers. We'll do the same thing, turning to the other side first. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Push up higher, inhaling. Exhale, turn. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, push up. Exhale, release to chest height. Palms turn in. Inhale, release. Exhale, and sink down. Now we'll go back to the original cross and we'll explore some side bending here. Same action until we get to that point. Inhale. Same thing with the other pointer finger on top, hinging to the other side first. Whoa, sorry. Just got into a different sequence there for a second. Observe how the upper back feels, shoulder region, and the spine. Now we're going to spread the feet a bit wider apart. And this is a weight transference exploration. We'll turn the feet out slightly. And we're going to slide the hands down toward the knees. And then turn the fingers in and push firmly into your legs so that your body is well supported. And then we're going to shift the weight, extending one leg, and sit your bottom back in space. And then come back to center. Inhale, exhale to the other side. And you'll just go as low as you can, and you may spread your feet a bit wider apart if you want to go deeper into lunge. Use the strength of the musculature in the lower body to lift you up. And after we complete this side, we'll come back to center. And if you spread your feet, heel to toe them a little closer together, and then we'll tuck the tailbone, chin to chest, and slowly roll out the spine. Bring your feet back to horse stance here. Pause a moment and slow the breath if you notice that your heart rate is amplified a bit. Now we'll go back to the same position and sliding with the exhale, hands down, knees bent. And we're going to be twisting the spine now. So it's the same action, only as we extend the one leg, we'll turn away from that leg, drop the shoulder, and you might look up over the shoulder that you're leaning into, and then come back to center and go to the other side. More cycle each side. Back to center and bring the feet closer, chin to chest, rolling up the spine. Come to A stance. And this is the Little Buddha praying, which is a balancing practice. We will be bringing the instep or the top of the foot behind the knee joint. And that serves as a way to, it's kind of like a brace that helps to keep us vertical from falling over. So the hands start out alongside the body, and we'll turn the palms away. We'll shift the weight to the right, And with the inhale, the arms lift as the leg does. Foot comes behind, palms together above the head. Exhale and lower the hands to the heart. Inhale, arms extend up. Exhale and step out. Sink down so you have the ability to rebound away from the earth as you rise, lifting the other leg. Exhale, hands to the heart. Picking a point of focus out ahead is helpful. Exhale, we'll step out. And continue for a few more cycles, alternating. And one more each side. Releasing, weight is evenly distributed again. Pause here for a moment, closing the eyes, drawing the focus within. Listen within. What are the messages your body is sending you? Move on now. This is a form that involves a forward bend. We're going to be rubbing the palms of the hands together to begin. Gazing at the hands. Pause the hands. Now, expand the hands slowly so you have a ball of chi in your hands. And we're going to split that into two and bring the hands behind the body at about the level of, well, as high up as you can get them. Let's just put it that way. Draw your shoulder blades toward one another to create breadth across the front of the chest. And here we're going to start to fold forward. We'll inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, and you can bend your knees or keep them extended. And then raise your arms farther up toward the ceiling and maybe beyond your head, still holding the ball. Breathing here, you can look at the wall behind you. Let the neck be free. And then to come up, lengthen. You can either lengthen and come up straight or roll up your spine, whichever feels more comfortable for you. And then relax your hands just behind the buttocks. Still holding the chi ball. We'll inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge forward. Knees can be bent or extended. Drawing the hands away from the body. Looking at the wall behind you. Small demo coming up with bent knees. Chin to chest, tuck the tailbone, and roll up the spine. Relaxing the hands behind the buttocks. Again, inhaling, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward. As far as you can go comfortably. Breathing here in the forward bend. Inhale, rise up in whatever way works for you. Relaxing with the exhalation, the hands behind the buttocks. We'll explore one more cycle. Lengthen up, inhaling. Rising up with the inhalation. Exhale, relax the arms. From here, with the inhalation, we'll bring the arms around front, gather a big ball of energy, and then direct it into the lower dantian. Notice how the arms feel, the back, the whole back line of the body, the musculature in the back and down the back of the legs. Releasing the hands, we'll come back to a wider stance now. And we're going to be pivoting on the heel for this one and coming into a lunge. And we'll be squatting down first though. So the both knees bend and the hands slide down toward the knees. And then here we're going to pivot and let the right hand sink down and then push into the bent leg and rise up. Or to the back slightly. Exhale, pivot the feet again so they're parallel. Hand comes out in front of you and now to the other leg, and then the left arm rises. Forward, bend both knees, pivot on the heel. This is Great Bear Creek, so crouches low and rears. One more cycle each side. Back and both hands on the thighs. Tilt the feet a bit closer together if you need to for stability, and then slowly roll back up the spine. Pausing here to observe how the body is responding to the experience of the movement and how the breath is responding as well. Perhaps you notice maybe your breathing became more shallow or the heart rate is increased, and in any case you want to slow the breath down. Moving on to another balancing form. This is parting tall grass. Coming back to A stance. We'll be shifting the weight and raising the arms in the way that we did with little Buddha. And in this case, though, we'll shift and raise the arms, lifting the leg. Palms come together, and then we'll place the foot, one knee in front of the other, and then extend, inhaling, arms forward, exhale, and open. Inhale, come back, palm to palm, exhale, bending the elbows, hands to the heart. Inhale, rising up, exhale, stepping out. Same thing, other side. You could put the foot one in front of the other, or just have the feet close together, or keep them in A stance. Exhale, bend the elbows, rise up with the inhale, exhale, step up. And we'll continue raising the left leg first. Exhale into the squat. Inhale, extend. Exhale. One more each side. And release. Notice how the upper and lower bodies feel and how you're feeling holistically as an integrated system. We'll continue on with wave hands like clouds, and we're going to start just with one arm at a time. First the left, so we'll inhale, arm rises. Exhale, hand sweeps down in front of the legs, and then bending the elbow, hand comes up to about shoulder height. Turn your palm away, watch the hand as it moves and extends away from the shoulder. We'll do that one more time this side. Releasing the arm down, pick up with the other arm. Now we're going to integrate both arms, starting with the left arm extending. Begin to shift the weight from side to side, following the hands with the hips, lower body. Watching the upper hand until the lower hand rises to take its place, and then gaze at that hand. cycle and let the hand come out to the left again, and then bring the lower hand under the right. So we're holding the ball again. And then we'll expand the ball, inhaling, exhale, and fill the energy into the lower dantian. And release. Now we're going to explore great owl turns to look back. And we'll turn the left palm away, watching that hand. Inhale, bring it up, start to twist the body, and let the hand come over to the right side waist. And the right hand is on the back of the body, back of the hand facing the body. And then inhale, both hands move away. Right arm rises, left sinks. You can extend the legs a bit as you extend your arms, and then as the arms bend, the legs do the same. You can watch the hands as they move through space, keeping them peripherally in the vision. Side here, and then bring the arms up. And gather the big ball of chi above your head and direct it down into the lower dantian. Now we'll explore a standing or seated meditation to round out the practice, and we'll finish with Shi Hu. If you're seated, I invite you to sit toward the front of your chair and get your feet directly underneath your knees so you have a good solid foundation, and the feet should be about hips distance apart. And we're starting with the feet in horse stance if you're standing. And on the inhale, we're going to raise the arms to shoulder height. Exhale, palms face the body and the fingertips face each other. It's like you're holding a big ball of chi, big beach ball or bushel basket. And you want to drop the elbows below the wrists, and your hands certainly can be lower if that's more comfortable. Direct the shoulder blades down the back, and that's going to serve as a counterbalance to hold the arms up in front. And with an inhalation, we're imagining the breath is entering through the soles of the feet, waking up through the legs, up the spine to the heart center. Exhale, it moves out from there across both sides of the chest, down the arms, and shoots out through the fingertips. And you'll gaze at the space between your fingers. Long, slow, deep, rhythmic cycles of breath. With the next inhalation, open the arms. Hands come out opposite the shoulders with the palms up, elbows bent. Same visualization of the pathway that breath is following, the chi, the life force, moving on the breath. Next inhalation, arms rise up above the head and turn your palms away from you. And your hands certainly can be lower, and looking up at the hands if that's comfortable for the neck, or just look straight ahead, keeping your awareness between your fingertips. Same visualization. Inhale, next inhale, extend up. Turn your palms to face the crown of the head and then direct the energy flow down to the lower dantian again. And if you want to shake your arms out a little bit, if they're feeling a little heavy or just feel like you need to dissipate some energy from them. And we'll finish now with Shishi Hu, and we'll be shaking the arms around anyway. Inhaling twice through the nose and exhaling once through the mouth. Arm movement like so. Inhaling. More full cycle. Arms come to stillness by themselves. Allow the body to move. Settling once the chi settles. We'll finish with the bow